Toyota USA reported March results and also first quarter 2024. Do you think they've gone up or they've actually flattened out? So let's have a look at it and see where have they landed for the first 3 months of 2024. So let's look at the point forms. First quarter sales of electrified vehicle is up 74% on volume basis, and that's 36.6% of the total sales volume. 27 electrified Toyota and Lexus vehicles with option at the dealership, the best among any automaker. So Toyota Motor North America, they reported March 2024 sales of 214,894 vehicles, and that's up 21.8% on a volume and daily sales rate basis. So they compare that to March of last year. And electrified vehicle, they're talking about 78,157, and that's 36.4% of the total sales volume. First quarter, Toyota Motor North America, they sold 565,098 vehicles, and that's up 20.3%. Not bad. And then when you look at electrified vehicles, that's 206,850, and that represents 36.6% of the sales volume. So you can see the percentage are very close. Okay, so Toyota division, 184,123, and that's up 22.7%. The division for the quarter, 486,627, and that's up 21.3% on volume basis, and for the daily sales ratio, it's 18.1%. Toyota's done extremely well in this first quarter, up 20% across the board. And now we move on to Lexus. So Lexus, for March, they sold 30,771 vehicles, and that's up 16.7% compared to last year, and 78,471 in the quarter, and that's up 15%. Best first quarter sales, 78,471, and March electrified sales is 11,665, and that's up 87.5%. That's a lot. And then we look at the first quarter, 29,072, and that's up 61.1%. Cars are up 4.5%, so meaning the LS, IS, ES, those cars are actually up, which means the trucks are also up 20.6% in March, and first quarter they're up 20%. And they're saying that the ES hybrid, the NX hybrid, NX plug-in hybrid, the RX hybrid, and the LS hybrid all post strong double-digit gains in the first quarter. The electric RZ, the sales are up 363.8%. We'll have to look at that because maybe they just started with small numbers last year, but then they're saying the first quarter is up 766.5%. My understanding is they didn't really sell many last year's first quarter, so these numbers are just probably bubbled up. The LS is up 5.6% in March, and first quarter they're up 18.6%. A low selling volume car is up. The LC is also up 21.6% in March and up 13.9% in the first quarter. So meaning that's also a good thing because LC is also a low selling volume car. The total NX sales are up 15.9% in March, and it's up 10% in the first quarter. So congratulations to the NX. NX has been doing quite well with this new second generation release. And they see strong sales for the TX, 9,956 sold in the first quarter. So best ever March sales for the total NX, NX hybrid, NX plug-in hybrid, the RX hybrid, and the RZ. So the NX gas didn't make the list. So the best ever quarter, total vehicles, total luxury utility vehicles, the total NX, the NX hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and the RX hybrid. All right, so that's all they have here. And they do have, if you're interested, they do have the breakdown of the sales numbers for every single model. So that's what we can look at. But I've actually taken that and put it into my spreadsheet. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT Videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450h Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, and or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Alright, so now we're in the Lexus USA spreadsheet, and you can see here we have the numbers filled in, and there's a lot of numbers. So let's start with the UX. The UX 1,178 units sold. And when you look at March, so you can see March, it's not the best one, and it's not the highest nor the lowest. So 2,701 units. And compared to that to last year, that's 3,000, almost 200 units, so it's down. So the UX is down. We look at the IS, 2,227, better than last year, but didn't beat the 2021 record. And when we look at the total here, 5,361, the IS this year is 5,000 units. So it's still a healthy number, but did not break last year's numbers at all. All right, then we go down to the ES. So the ES, 3,799, a little bit better than last year, but still hasn't gone much. But again, keep in mind, it has not been refreshed. It's still the same ES. So when you look at the first quarter last year, 8,679. We're talking about 8,471. So very close again, but again, not a refresh ES. All right, so now the LS. So we talked about the LS did better than last year, and definitely it did. So you can see 234, 247, so definitely better. And if you look at last year's first quarter, 579, and this year is 683. So definitely they sold a lot more. Even though it's a low selling volume car, it's still going strong. And when you look at it, 2019 they did much better, but again, it has not been refreshed. We don't know when the new LS is going to come out, or will it ever come out. So at this point, this number just seems healthy at this point, but it's not record breaking. We'll continue down with the LC. So the LC here, we can see 203, much better than last year as well. So last year, 433, and this year is 493. So again, it's gone up again, another low selling volume car. So it's steady and healthy. I'm just going to go down here with the RC, and then we'll just go back to the NX, RX, and all that. So the RC, 145, better than last year. And again, still healthy numbers, but not close enough. So when you look at here, 380, we have 410 this year. So they sold 30 units more. I think that's still healthy and good. All right, the RZ, the electric BEV. So they said they sold so much percentage more. Yes, definitely, because they just started selling 185 in March last year, and now they're at 858. Good numbers, definitely good numbers when you look at it. And when you look at this, yes, 185 versus now 1,603. Definitely much better than last year. But I think we'll have to look at April, May, June to really see if that quarter beats it or not. But 858 seems high. When you look at January and February, they didn't even sell 558 too. So, but when you look at November, December last year, they sold over 1,000 too. So definitely healthy, but didn't expect them to sell that many. All right, so now NX. So the best NX March and quarter. So 6,724. Follows last month's record-breaking month as well, and this month the same. So 17,119 when we compare that to last year's 15,556, definitely much better. So about 1,600 units more in the first quarter. Definitely strong sales are here. RX. So RX, their best-selling model in the US last year was 25,947, and this year when you look at it, 26,000. So definitely 500, actually 700 units more. Not bad. Still didn't beat like the 2021 12,950 units, but at least they broke the 10,000 number. All right, so good numbers for RX and a healthy increase. Where we see the worst case is really the GX. They only sold 583, because I think this is now in the transition to the new model. So you can see 583 definitely is much lower than whatever we've seen on this chart here. And I think it's just the cutover period. So once we have that, we will be able to see a bit better numbers for the GX. All right, so the LX, it has been doing so well last year that I think we're starting to see some numbers go down a bit. So we can see here, February, they still did better, but they did not get anywhere close to March's 972. All right, so then TX 3,649. Not the best-selling month, December was, but it's close. So they've already sold 9,956. So already more than the last 3 months of last year. So it's going strong with the TX. And then the total month, 30,771, did not beat the 2021 record of 33,179. But it's actually much better for the past 2 years, and the other months are as well. But when you look at here, the first quarter of last year, 68,254. Now we're at 78,000. That's strong. So they've actually sold almost 10,000 units more compared to last year. So are we seeing a record-breaking year this year? Highly possible, because when you look at these numbers, they're all very healthy. All right, so we continue down. I do have all the numbers for all the NXs ever. So 6,724 is the best month of March. So record-breaking as well. So according to the sheet, we also now have numbers for the plug-in hybrid of the NX, RX, and TX. So we can actually learn more about the ratio between these electrified and non-electrified vehicles. So the NX, they sold 1,408 in the first quarter. And we look at last year, in the beginning, 959. So you can see it over here. So when we look at these numbers for the NX, so last year, about 70% were gas, 25 almost percent was hybrid, and 6% was plug-in hybrid. And then we look at the electrified, that's about 30.6%. So this year's breakdown, 52% is gas. So the two hybrids together is almost 50%. It's 47.9%. And you can see that they sold more plug-in hybrids. So plug-in hybrid owners who's waiting are probably waiting a lot less now. And now we look at the RX. So the RX numbers are quite similar. So last year was 70%, 29%, like 30% almost was hybrid. So when you look at that ratio, now when you look at that ratio, gas is 56%, hybrid is almost 40%, similar to the NX, but the plug-in hybrid is only 4%. So RX still needs some time, but again, the RX plug-in hybrid is probably a lot less demanding. And then we look at the TX. They didn't have numbers last year, so 2024 first quarter, 9,956 sold, 8,264 were gas models. And then when you look at the hybrid, and so the electrified of it is only about 30%. So that's similar to last year. So you can see last year in NX is 30%, the RX is 30%, and now the TX is following that trend. The first year seems to be 30%. And then when you look at it, actually the plug-in hybrid, the TX 550H Plus, 11%. That seems high when you compare it to the NX and RX. But I'm glad that you start to see that the plug-in hybrid numbers are starting to get higher, and which means that they're moving towards electrification much better. So 50% gas right now, 52, 57 for the RX, and 83 for the gas. So I think this one will have to shift. But I think by 2025, when the battery plant is available for them, these numbers will start flying much better, much higher. But overall, I'm glad that the hybrid cars are now showing up more to the showrooms and they're actually getting delivered, and that the gas ones are now starting to fall a little bit and the ratios feel a bit better. I think this still needs to be adjusted. The gas models need to be reduced even further, hybrids going higher, and the plug-in hybrids going higher as well. At least 10 to 15% is plug-in hybrid, and then whatever percentage for hybrids, and then maybe gas goes to about 20-30%. I think that's a lot more reasonable, but I guess it's sourcing the batteries as well. So there we have it, the US sales for first quarter in March 2024, and it does look like Toyota and Lexus is doing extremely well this year, and they probably will surge through this 320,000 units for 2024. We will continue to see how this goes, and then I'll continue to report these numbers as we get this information. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.